Data reveals how downloads of the SpaceX Starlink app surged in Ukraine after CEO Elon Musk sent shipments of the company's satellite internet terminals to the country. It's another one of Elon's unique decisions, as this time his focus is on helping Ukraine in its crisis, albeit this aid is in his own rather strange way. Not only did he offer his aid with technology, but he also threatened to fight Putin. For all this and much more, keep watching. First, Starlink topping the charts. According to data seen by the Wall Street Journal, Starlink, the app that allows mobile users to access SpaceX's satellite internet service of the same name, was the most downloaded app in Ukraine Monday afternoon. This is after the app reached the top spot on Sunday, following SpaceX CEO Elon Musk's fast delivery of the terminals that provide the service to the war-torn country last month. According to Sensor Tower, an analytics company, Starlink was the most downloaded free app on Sunday across Apple's App Store and Google's Play Store, with approximately 21,000 downloads that day. According to the company, the majority of downloads came from Ukraine. According to Sensor Tower, the app has been downloaded approximately 100,000 times in Ukraine already, with global downloads more than tripling in the last 2 weeks. According to Sensor Tower, the Starlink app ranked first among free iPhone apps in Ukraine's App Store on Sunday. It then spent half of Monday in first place before falling in second place to Air Alarm, which alerts users about airstrikes. Next, obliging Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister. Musk provided Starlink terminals to Ukraine after the country's Vice Prime Minister, Mikhailo Fedorov, requested it on February 26th. The Russian invasion was damaging the country's internet services at the time. Later, Musk said that Starlink had been launched in Ukraine and that more terminals were en route. Fedorov posted a photo of the truckload of Starlink terminals on March 1st, claiming that they had arrived in Ukraine. Fedorov announced last week that another supply of Starlink terminals had arrived. According to Sensor Tower, the Starlink app has been installed around 76,000 times in Ukraine since the first shipment of Starlink terminals arrived 2 weeks ago, a 280% increase from the previous 2-week period. According to UN estimates, more than 2.69 million people have fled to neighboring nations since Russia commenced its war on Ukraine. According to the report, at least 596 civilians have been killed and 1,067 have been injured in Ukraine. While the EU, US, and others have slapped sanctions on Moscow, many multinational corporations and brands have also ceased activities in Russia. Up next, rapid delivery. According to a Tesla business email obtained by CNBC last week, the automaker, of which Musk is also the CEO, aided in the quick 2-day delivery of the Starlink terminals to Ukraine by providing Tesla battery storage devices to power them. Since Russia's invasion began 3 weeks ago, internet failures have been a significant problem in Ukraine. The British Ministry of Defense cautioned last week that Russia is definitely targeting Ukraine's communications network, but internet connection may also be disrupted as a result of collateral infrastructure damage caused by Russian attacks. Outages were reported in Mariupol, Sumy, Kharkiv, and Kiev, according to the ministry. According to data from a US-based internet tracking business, the besieged city of Mariupol had been effectively without internet for a week straight as of March 9th. According to NBC News, Forbes reported last week that one of Ukraine's biggest internet providers had been hacked many times, causing service devices to be reset to factory settings. However, it's unclear whether Russia is directly responsible for these attacks. Next, Musk believes his Starlink signals are being jammed. When Russia targeted SpaceX's satellite communication system Starlink, Elon Musk proves how he has always prepared to fight for what he believes in, even with a country the size of Russia. However, providing his satellite internet service to Ukraine has created a whole other can of worms. Around the same time, Dmitry Rogozin, the head of Russia's space agency, declared offlining any country's satellites is actually a sensus belli, a cause for war. So could the conflict between Musk's business venture and Moscow's military activities lead to a possible escalation? Duncan Blake, a space law specialist, thinks it depends. He claims that space is not entirely lawless as we might believe. However, the situation is extremely hazy, and it's a legal and ethical quandary that's all the more pressing considering Australia's brisk civil-military space launch and satellite program. There are problems of degree, purpose, and actual harm, as with other legal matters. Now, a potential war between Russia and Musk? An armed attack is defined rather clearly in international law. It's based upon the notion of an actual armed force conquering and controlling strategic strategic territory. That line can be crossed by both electronic warfare through jamming signals and cyber warfare through hacking functions. Blake believes Russia wouldn't do something so stupid as interfere with missile warning satellites, since it would send a very strong message. As a result, he is skeptical that Russia's targeting of Starlink is malicious. This act, however, would be governed by international treaties and accords. Electronic spectrums are controlled. Cybercrime is governed by national legislation. Both are intrinsically difficult to implement, according to Blake, and distinguishing the two is becoming increasingly difficult. An attack on a commercial Earth-observing or space awareness satellite would undoubtedly be interpreted as aggressive. Disabling a military espionage satellite, on the other hand, may be considered an act of war. So what if your satellite is both of these things? The Optus C1 communication satellite, for example, contains many relay nodes devoted to Australian military use. The remainder provides vital communication links throughout Southeast Asia and the Pacific, a lawful war target. According to Article 52 of Additional Protocol 1 to the Geneva Conventions, is anything that provides a major military contribution by virtue of its nature, location, purpose, or usage. There are some conditions, though. Next, a double-edged sword, or satellite. Blake believed that if you're actually targeting something, one measure that must be taken is careful care of innocent civilians. Another question is whether there was another target that would provide the same military benefit while having no effect on the civilian population. Musk is shipping Starlink ground stations to the front lines of Ukraine. They claim to provide satellite broadband services to anyone who wants to use them. This could be for the purpose of obtaining humanitarian or medical assistance. However, it might be used to provide information about Russian military movements. There are only a few international courts or bodies that are capable of dealing with space conflicts. One example is the Permanent Court of Arbitration, which is headquartered in The Hague. It's the same court that rejected China's claims to the Philippines' South China Sea islands. There are penalties for non-compliance, and there are, of course, numerous reasons to cooperate. But in the end, it's all about who you are or who you want to be. Now, in other news, Musk wants to fight Putin? Musk has clearly shown his support for Ukraine in the ongoing conflict. He even challenged Russian President Vladimir Putin to single combat in an extremely weird tweet on Monday. "Stakes are Ukraine," Musk tweeted in both Cyrillic and English. In a subsequent tweet, he tagged the Russian president's official Twitter account in Russian whether he agreed to the fight. Dmitry Rogozin, Director General of the Russian space agency Roscosmos, responded on Twitter by calling Musk a weakling and a little devil in Russian. Next, why did Elon Musk change his name? Tesla CEO Elon Musk has changed his Twitter name from Elon Musk to Ilana Musk, a day after openly challenging Russia's President Vladimir Putin. Discover the reason why. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is in the news again, but this time for a very amusing cause. Musk changed his Twitter name from Elon Musk to Ilana Musk just a day after openly challenging Russia's President Vladimir Putin, and Twitterati are baffled as to why. The name change came after the head of the Chechen Republic, Ramzan Kadyrov, called him effeminate, and the response to Musk's challenge, Kadyrov advised the Tesla CEO to not compare his strength to the Russian president. The Chechen Republic's leader also told Musk to bulk up before confronting Russia's president, referring to him as Ilana Musk. According to Kadyrov, must train at the Russian Special Forces University Akhmat Fight Club and the Chechen State Television and the radio broadcasting company in order to compete with Putin. Musk responded by mocking back and thanking Ramzan Kadyrov for such a generous offer. If Russia's president is terrified of the open challenge, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk even offered to fight with his left hand. Lastly, Elon Musk recommends investing in physical things. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, advised followers on Monday in a Twitter thread to own physical things when inflation is high. The most important message for some followers appears to be that Musk is still holding his Dogecoin, as the cryptocurrency's price briefly spiked following the post. The most essential message from Musk, though, is that tangible goods are often the safest investment during times of severe inflation. This word from the founder of Dogecoin himself should be taken seriously. Musk mentioned property ownership and real estate in general performs well for investors during years of high inflation. Single-family dwellings, multifamily, self-storage, and farms in particular. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Elon's current bad blood with Russia? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in in the next one.